What's up, my ninjas? So it's been a minute. Last I posted, last time I recorded a video, because I recorded a couple and they've gone for naught. Last time I posted a video, it was in regards to the SFL Weight Loss Challenge, because I wanted to go to this convention, and I wanted to be down to 207 by then. And I started at like 245. I gave myself 6 weeks to do so. And when I gave a game plan of I was gonna carb cycle week 1, military diet week 2, and then carnivore keto diet the third week. I did the carb cycling successfully, lost 6 pounds, and it stuck through like the cheat weekend, or because it was a little more than a day, but it wasn't like the whole weekend. And then it was time for the military diet, and I recorded a video telling how I lost the 6 pounds doing carb cycling and how I was going to do the military diet. And problem with that was shopping for the military diet, because my job is kind of complicated in that I do home remodeling. So when we get paid when jobs are done, and the client pays us. And sometimes jobs take longer than they should, and sometimes clients don't pay us right away. And I was kind of hit with that. And it confirms a theory I had, and I think a lot of people has it. It costs money to eat right, especially in my situation where I live with 3 other people. We pool our money for food shopping and whatnot. And when you do that, you kind of have to, since I actually usually do the dinner cooking, I have to figure out, what do we all like, and what are we all going to eat. And if I have the money, I can make something different for myself, or I make everyone something different. I've done that before. But right now, the money isn't there for that. And it hasn't been for the last 8 weeks. Like carb cycling is not that bad, but it's not easy because you need certain meals. Cause carbs are cheap. What's not cheap is non-carbs, other than like celery and lettuce. So, shoot. Anyway, what's costs even more than carb cycling is the military diet. When you have this situation I have, some stuff I go like, oh, here's what we're having. I'm having my portion, and here's a bigger portion for everyone else. The military diet. If you know what the military diet is, look it up. Because this isn't about the military diet. But it's a lot of specific foods, like very specific. Like, you eat this. There's some alternatives, but this is what you're eating. This is how much you're eating. For a 3-day, and I was gonna do the 3-day day off, 3-day day off, and then go into the carnivore keto. But yeah, that costs money, and I didn't really have money for that, and it never came. So I ended up throwing away that video, and trying to figure out how to afford the military diet. Took a week or two before I scrapped that and was like, well, what if I just do carb cycling? Carb cycling kind of costs a lot too. Because like I said, carbs are cheap. Everything else, for the most part, isn't. So, yeah. I didn't get to go to the convention because if I don't have money to eat right, I sure ain't got money to drive 8 hours and, get a hotel for a couple nights. I'm going to pause this because I'm about to sneeze. So yeah, God bless me. So now we're deep into August. I've been very, I don't want to say depressed, but very demoralized. with everything, because I have a track record of planning to do something, because I knew about the convention 6 months before it. And I was like, oh, I'm going. One way or another, I'm going. And God was like, nah, son, you ain't going. Um, so yeah. But now I'm ready to kind of get into a groove, which is another thing I've been having trouble getting into since some stuff happened in April when I was really in a really good groove. And then some stuff happened and it knocked me all the way out of my groove. And I'm kind of getting back into a groove now. And I want to take a step more. My job in September should finally be taking the next step. So hopefully I don't deal with so much issues with work and payment, because we should be able to afford better tools to do work quicker and hopefully be able to charge. That's another thing. We've been charging new business deals quotes on stuff, so especially bad when a job takes longer than it's supposed to, because we're not making the money we should, even when it's on time. So you make, if it runs a week, some weeks, a month or two, which I think 2 months is the longest, except for, wait, no, there's one that's longer. Anyway, you know, so hopefully all that works out. Fingers crossed, prayers. Um, but also I do want to lose this weight. I want to get down to 207. And I made a list of things I need to do that. First thing is figure out a workout routine that complements my job. Like I said, I do home remodeling, which requires carrying heavy stuff. Sometimes carrying heavy stuff up and down stairs or up and down the hill. And you know what I don't need? Leg day to mess up my legs, because I can't have wobbly legs going up and down the hill or up and down stairs or even just straight flat surfaces, because I don't have great knees as it is, because I haven't taken care of them from sports. And carry something hard, get wobbly legs, and I pull an RG3. Go watch the playoff game he had his first season in Seattle. See that injury he had, or kind of re-injury. Yeah, I'm not trying to get my knee bent that way. So I need to find a workout routine that isn't gonna leave me tired, but I'm gonna lose weight, gain muscle, maybe. All right, so the next thing I need to do is not eat 2 hours before bed. That's pretty self-explanatory, because you don't want to sleep on what you eat. Even though I've heard some people say that's a myth. I don't know. You ever eat right before bed? Or at least eat the wrong thing right before bed? Wake up in the morning? Yeah. All right. And another thing about bed is I need to go to bed 6 to 8 hours before I need to wake up. And right now I got to get up at 7 because I got to take someone to work, so I have a vehicle. Because right now I don't have a vehicle. I should get a vehicle at the end of August, beginning of September. Until then, I gotta get up at 7, so I need to get in bed. I need to be in bed, trying to sleep, sometime between 11 and 1. Preferably asleep by 1, a little before 1, because I don't wake up at 7. I wake up at like 6:50, anywhere between 6:40 and right before 7. All right. What I also need to do is try to plan what I'm gonna eat for a 2-week period, especially when money's tight. So I need to figure out, which I've been having to do more and more, because like I said, money's been tight. Like fighting not to have to overdraft so the next week's not tight as well, has made me have to try to plan stuff out. Or at least be like, okay, I got some ground beef for Tuesday, I got some chicken for Thursday, I got some tuna for Friday, stuff like that. We got some, whatever. But also try to do it the best of my ability to be a healthy way. I, carb cycling will be hard would be hard to do right now until I get a little money. I could try it, but it is hard when you're broke and it's lunchtime and you don't have. It's difficult. I'll just put it that way. But anyway, speaking of schedule, I just need to. I don't. I just need to. I need to start scheduling in general a little better. And that's what I'm going to do. Sit down, beginning of the week. Like, are these things that need to get done this week? Um, these are things that need to be done at a certain time this week, and work around that. So if there's that's one of the issues I have. It needs to be if something needs to be done by, let's say, before Tuesday's over. When do I start it? Right away? I mean, it might be this only takes a half hour. So I started sometime Tuesday, and then somehow something goes wrong, and that half hour turns into hours, and then I don't get it done by Tuesday. Because one of the things I also need to do is by a certain time, it's time to just put everything away. No more chores, no more work, no nothing. Just relax, unwind, so you can go to bed. So I think the best thing is if something needs to be done by Tuesday, at the end of Tuesday, try to get done before the end of Monday. So that's what I'm going to do. And then anytime I don't have something scheduled to start, that's when I do the other stuff. It just needs to get done sometime that week. And I also need to prioritize to figure out what needs to be done and what, when I say needs to be done that week. And the stuff that I want to get done, but maybe doesn't have to get done that day or that week, which has been a struggle. If you watch these videos, how many videos have I done where I'm talking about trying to figure out a schedule? But the week-long schedule is pretty good, and then with the this has to be done this day, because let's face it, work, that's a scheduled thing. Dinner, scheduled thing. Bed, scheduled thing. So there's other things that have to be a certain time, scheduled things. And then I work around everything that's not scheduled. My only issue with that is the things that need to be done at a certain time, do they really need to be done by that time? Or they need to be done at all? Should that be the priority? Maybe it's a business like, I have a couple business ideas I'm trying. By the way, F4A Radio on Radio King, on the Radio King app. I should put a link in the description. Go check that out. It's not an ad because it's my thing. So there's no money transaction. We're building that radio station up, and ad shows. It's going to be awesome. But it's available. Listen now. Check the link in the bio if I remember to put it in there. But yeah. That's actually something strong. That's things I need to do because I need to build that up while it's still in the new stations section, where a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's new. Let me check it out." I need to get that as popular as possible, and maybe get into the top station section, because those are two things Radio King spotlights: new stations, most popular stations. So I at least need to get a following that maybe people be like, "Hey, you should check this station out," and I can get into that top station spotlight. And then there's business ideas that are maybe a long shot, or maybe something I know I don't have time for. Like, unfortunately, me and a group of people are trying to start a sim league. Actually, that's kind of simplistic, but I can't do my part, and I'm kind of the workhorse of it. So it's something I have to put back because I can't I don't have the time to put into it to start up, because I can't do it sporadically. But when you do it, you got to do it right. And it's not like the Jamie Foxx and Collateral Damage, where it's like, the collateral damage? Anyway, the one with Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx, and Tom Cruise is Hitman, and Tom Cruise like, all you need to do is get down payment on the town car and something else, and you start your business. And Jamie Foxx, no, it's got to be perfect. In Jamie Foxx's case, it probably didn't need to be perfect at first, but he needs to build it up, like the radio station. The sim league that we're working on, that has to be perfect from the jump. Like if I don't have time to run the games when they're supposed to be, what am I doing? And if you do sim leagues at all, which I do a lot of, the ones that have specific time starts are the ones that do better, because people can plan around. Like, oh, my game's at 6, so I can get dinner done. I can sit down and watch my game, and then go along with my day. As opposed to the leagues where it's like you get a notification like your game's on, I'm at work, or your game's on, I'm in the middle of something. There's some those leagues that do really well, but those are usually the leagues where it's like a lot of games, like they're running hockey. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain. Priority of what deserves the time that I have, and that's been one of my hardest things. But I need to sit down and just do it, and how to make those sacrifices. I got to prioritize. Yeah, let's got to prioritize which idea is the most important. And if I only have time for 6 things, it's the top 6 get on the to-do list, and everything else, and of course chores and like laundry, dishes, etc. When the plumbing works, this is another issue. You know, so that's other stuff that will push ideas out, which hurts. Because really, I mean, I want to be on American Ninja Warrior and do stuff. Go to SFL conventions and be successful. But lately the goal is not overdraw the account before. So I got some work to do on that, and I need to be more steady with posting videos here. This is a long one. I didn't mean to make this go as long. I filmed this video before. It was only like 8 minutes, and I thought I rambled on there. This one, I think I'm more in depth. That was kind of like